Hello, so this is Robin Wilt, your spiritual CFO from ShedSomeLightOnIt.net, and today I want to share with you about channeling. So channeling was coming to me a couple of years ago, and I knew that it was something that Spirit wanted me to do, but I found that I had a lot of reservations around it. I just like the things that I had heard about it, the things that I read about it, it just didn't seem, I don't know, it felt a lot scarier to me than it actually is. Because in hindsight, what I realized is that a lot of times when I'm journaling, I'm actually channeling. And things would just kind of come in intuitively because now when I go back and read them, I'm like, wow, I can tell that that is spirit talking to me and not really like my own ego voice. So some of the things that I want to share with you actually is that writing when you're learning to channel, oops, excuse me. So as the energy moves, I burp, I yawn. So that's all that is. Thankfully, I don't fart. So just but writing can be a really gentle way of easing into channeling. So a simple way that you can do this is to actually write a question to whatever energy it is that you're wanting to channel. So if you're wanting to channel Buddha, if you're wanting to channel your higher self, if you're wanting to channel a loved one who's passed over, if you're wanting to channel even your ego. So writing to your ego, hey, why is this a pattern? Hey, why are we doing this? It kind of crosses the line over into automatic writing because I believe that there's no hard lines in this stuff, right? Like I'm still learning as I go, and I would imagine that you are all still learning as you go. So what my experience and my reality is now is going to continue to change as I learn and grow. But right now, this is what I'm sharing with you in 2023. Let's see what else Spirit wants me to share with you. So if you have a hard time getting out of your head, which I did for a long time, it was like, oh, that's not going to work. A really easy way for you to bypass this is to write the question with your dominant hand. So I am right hand dominant. I would write the question with my right hand and I would respond with my non-dominant hand, my left hand. So what this does, it it does something in your brain. And I think it's partially because you're like, oh my God, I don't want to write with my non-dominant hand. Like, I just want to get this over with. But it does actually do something in your brain. I'm pretty sure there's research that, because, I'm a Gemini, I read a bunch of random shit, but then remembering it is kind of a thing. So, but I promise I read it somewhere and I promise it also works, again, from my experience. And you will be amazed at the wisdom and the information that comes through. And it's funny because I'm recording this video. I also get to do this because there's some things that I've been kind of turning around in my head and I'm like going back and forth on them. So it's a really great activity for that because it just kind of gets you to what your truth is around something, which leads me into intention. So your intention is really important. So if for those of you who are nervous that you're going to channel like the devil, don't call on the devil, right? Call on angels, call on your higher self, call on your grandmother who's passed away. You have control over the intention that you're setting and the energy that you're calling in. So when you're done with it, make sure that you're also closing the energy. So if you call an energy in, make sure at the end that you say thank you, that you just say, okay, I'm closing the space, I'm closing this energy down. If you're a person who likes symbolism, you can use a candle, you can just energetically like see it closing down, or you can, we all do it differently. So who knows, I might do another video on that. But and then fear also. So I would just invite you, if you're afraid of doing this, ease into it very gently. So this is something I'm very thankful that my mentor, Arthur L., taught me because I can't pronounce his last name. He is Polish. That he taught me is that our angels will always help us. So if you ask assistance from them, say like you have fear over writing something or over channeling, if you ask them for help, they will help to ease you into it where it's not such a traumatic awakening experience with it, right? Because these are all just little awakenings that we have, and people who resonate with different modalities and um, different systems, it's because you're meant to kind of experience those, but it doesn't mean that you have to throw yourself into the deep end of the pool. Let me see if anything else is coming through. The other thing that I have noticed when I am channeling and readings is that a lot of times I don't remember what I said. And my voice changes a little bit. Like I get even more energetic than I already kind of am sometimes. Let me think. And right when I'm doing readings for people, I am specifically asking Spirit, please allow me to channel for this person. Please allow me to remove my ego because I don't want to project my own shit onto my clients. I don't want to project my own beliefs onto my clients. Like sometimes my angels will have me share my experiences because it helps the client to understand based on that and based on what they're channeling to me. But I really do try to remove my ego as much as I can from it. All right, so I'm going to pull a card for y'all. I'm going to keep these short and sweet because I know if you have an attention span like mine, listening to 12-hour videos is not really your jam. I would imagine I'm going to, continue to draw people towards me that are similar to me. So let's see what card we have for you today. Actually, we'll do three. So pick one, two, or three. So take a moment and do that now. Pick one, two, or three. All right, so pile one. Ooh, meditation. Yeah, meditation would really help you. And something that I love to tell my clients is that literally start with 5 minutes a day. That's what I started with. And I kid you not that it was super hard for me to even sit there for 5 minutes. Like it was, it was kind of traumatic for me just because I can be a spaz and I had a lot of anxiety. So yeah, a lot of times sitting outside can be easier for me to meditate. Like I just came back from the beach and I was able to sit there and just meditate like very peacefully sitting by the water. So make it easy for yourself. All right, pile two, study. Ooh, something is coming through for you that wants to be learned, that wants to be absorbed by you. So if there's something that you've been kind of debating, yeah, Spirit is saying that you might have been going back and forth on something, just trust that you are going down the right path. And that, so I'll share this with you really quickly. I love to learn and I kind of judged it for a while because for a lot of years, I was like everything that I could, every class that I could take, every workshop that I would go to, I was going to them. And I was like, wow, what am I going to do with all this information? But in hindsight, what I have done is I healed during those things. I healed so much. But then also, like, I've taken all the things that I've learned and then I've morphed them into what I do now. So you just never know. But if you're excited about something, if you hear about something, and you're like, wow, I'm really interested in it, trust that as your guide. All right. So pile number three. Yeah. So power. Let's see what spirit has to say. All right. So they are tuning me into the air that she is blowing out, and they're immediately saying, for you, it's about being mindful about the words that you use. So, right, our words are really powerful, actually. So sometimes in sessions, I will have to actually clear promises that somebody made like 2 lifetimes ago. And I've, in my own healing, I've also gotten to do this. So, for instance, I had said at one point, like in a past lifetime, that I was never going to love again or that I would never let anybody in. Well, that's not cool, right? I want love. So I had to clear that. So spirit just wants you to be mindful about the words that you're using and the the energy that you're putting out into the universe. All right, so I would love to work with you one-on-one. You can reach me at shedsomelightonit.net and also on Instagram at spiritual CFO. I do one-on-one sessions and I also do coaching. I do workshops and yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Smooches. Bye.